colour and flow of the Mataura on day 4 suggested the river was much higher than normal, and judging by the opening leg speeds from John Derry, it was a drag stream. The half-minute lead Roger Preston worked so hard for on the Ariti was gone in a flash, and by their return to lunch, Derry was in front by 20 seconds.
We always expected John to open his tap up a bit. On this lower Mataura, it's just really fast. It's really high, fast. The corners are big, wide, so you don't have to slow down. So yeah, no, to be only 22 odd seconds behind him now, that's probably better than we expected.
John Derry was taking nothing for granted.
So probably makes us pretty level at the moment. So we've got another couple of legs here, and then we've got to remember we're pretty much only halfway through this marathon. So still got a lot of racing to go.
The New Zealand champ was probably happy he didn't see his A-class boat in the hands of Damian Pulley momentarily take to the air when a wind gust got under the wings.
So was that as big a moment in the boat as it looked from out?
Yeah, it was, especially when we only just left the start, but hey, it definitely tightened the sphincter, so. Yeah.
It wakes you up pretty quick, pointing to the sky. It was just a big wind gust, picked us up, and just hope it come down nicely, and luckily it did, and away from the banks, and yeah, it was a big one. Well, I don't know, it felt big.
And Holland was back after another night working to keep his powerful V8 on the water. His opening time upstream was 22 seconds quicker than class leader Justin Hill. Add in the disadvantage of passing slower boats by starting further down the field, and you see the potential of the twin-turboed monster. Downstream though, things started to unravel.
If you earth the wires from the temperature sensor onto the intake manifold and kept letting them on and off, it tricked the computer into thinking that the temperature was right and not at positive 200 degrees, and it would run okay.
Justin Hill continues to clear out in A-class and is tagging on to the back of the quickest gas turbines.
A bit of dirt in this main river once the two join, but apart from that it's pretty straightforward. There's no bumps in it, and it's a fast river at the moment. So.
There is, however, a CX entry knocking hard on his doorstep, and that will surely spur him on. Dave Robinson closed to within 20 seconds of the A-class aftershock on the first downstream leg. Robinson was being chased by Callum Mackenzie, and with more at stake than class honours.
Yeah, there's the battle between the old and the new, so Ross's son navigates for Dave Robinson, and so the two old cronies have been trying to catch up, and we've been chasing their tail, and didn't quite get there, unfortunately. Full flight down the river, and just oil pressure just dropped off, so it was singing and dancing. We're going pretty good, 100 mile an hour, no problem, and then just oil pressure dropped, so we pulled over the side before it could really eat itself up.
With CX70 parked up, Steve Rapsey assumes the number 2 spot, and remarkably both CX entries are 4th and 5th respectively on the outright leaderboard, which requires an entrant to start and finish every leg. Rapsey is consistent, and that's what's needed for marathons. It was consistency on the Mataura today that pleased Rob Donald no end. After his excursion on the Waiau, he's just happy to finish.
Real happy. We just wanted to get up and down and book a ticket for the Otago leg of the marathon. But every day's a coconut.
That'd be a quote from?
The legend, Rob Pulley.
Lee Harrison's been winning every leg, every day in FX, and that means his competition hardly stands a chance. But for a small blemish when he slipped into the start box to avoid grounding the boat on the bottom, today would have been another clean sheet. Mind you, a 5-minute penalty will hardly put a dent in his lead over Riley Smith. But he raced today, as he's done every day, foot flat.
You come flying around the corner and they're kind of blind to a degree, and there's always a trickle of water leading off, towards the inside, and we've seen it there, but we just carried on. Yeah, foot flat, which is all good.
At the risk of being overshadowed by his faster opponent, Riley Smith's been exploiting every opportunity to gain exposure.
Yeah, definitely. We need to get coverage every day, so this is a good way to do it.
From questionable fashion statements to fabricated stories, the likeable larrikin of river racing was at it again when a bolt was found to be missing from the jet unit.
Lucky enough, Hamish just found that the eyebrow's about to fall off. There's nothing holding it on, so better put a bolt in it for the next run, I reckon.
Who does the maintenance?
Oh, this guy.
Up front, the big guns traded times. Preston had Derry by 3 seconds upstream, and then another 15 for the final leg of the day. After 3 hours and 10 minutes, just 15 seconds is all that separates the two fastest jet boats in the 2021 ITM New Zealand Marathon. The advantage for now is in the reigning champion's favour, but after a lay day tomorrow, there's another 3 days of competition.